Hello everyone, this is Street Fighter for the Commodore 64, released in 1988, a tenner on tape, 15 quid on disc. He seems to be fighting, I'm not quite sure who that is he's fighting actually. So flipping badly realise it's impossible to tell. I think what happened here is they decided the sprites weren't big enough, so they increased the size of them. They didn't bother remaking them, they just made the sprites bigger, so now they all look like they're made out of Lego. I mean, look at that. What the heck is that supposed to be? Oh, now he's just beaten me. Just as well they've got the names at the beginning of each match. I suppose you could have one of those little drinking games. You have to guess who the bloody hell these people are supposed to be. And this really is difficult. Several years later, when they released Street Fighter 2 for the Commodore 64, it was pathetically easy. This just has the opposite problem. The AI and the enemy attacks are just all over the place. This was converted by Teartex, who apparently had a bad reputation. Here we go, blah blah blah. What the heck is that exactly? Oh, he's made a little model out of Lego. How lovely. It's like the guard dog in Chucky Egg 2. In the original Chucky Egg 2 on the Spectrum it was quite big. But then for the Commodore 64 version they wanted to make it massive for some reason. So they made the sprite a lot bigger. And it looked like something out of one of those old C64 things. Just a mess, basically. Oh, beating that smug git. Incidentally, why does he call him Kiddo? The Ninja Warrior, not his flipping mother. Don't really know how I did that. It's like some of the worst of the Double Dragon conversions. There doesn't seem to be a lot of skill involved. Just pummel away and hope for the best. I think with the special moves, if you hold the attack button down longer, he does a weaker attack. Not quite sure what the point of that is. Not that you actually have time to hold down the button. This background looks reasonable, I suppose. You can at least tell what it's supposed to be. I think this is the UK version. There's an American version as well. I don't know the differences between them. Oh, here we go again. If I can get him into the corner, he won't be able to jump away all the time. Yeah, that's right. Just stand there exchanging blows, hope for the best you don't fall over. Retsu, by the way, was a martial artist who was slung out of his temple for using untoward techniques. It's best not to ask. And finally, I've beaten him. What the heck does that say? Can't they even spell or what? This is a multi-load game, despite the fact half the backgrounds and half the music was the same. And you would never recognise that as Retsu. Looks like some man in a weird mask with a visor. I think those are supposed to be his eyebrows, he's got bushy eyebrows. There's someone who's just about recognisable as Geki. Don't know whether I pronounced that right. Basically we're going to use the same stage. And this character is a bundle of laughs, he throws shurikens, he keeps disappearing. I'm pretty sure it wasn't as hard as this in the arcade. His characters in this are just so aggressive. There are no sound effects whatsoever, which seems to be the bane of a lot of Commodore 64 games. This level at least looks okay. I mean, some of the other backgrounds are bloody horrible. Pretty sure the Commodore 64 in 1988 was capable of better than that. I remember the Street Fighter movie. Yeah, right, it wasn't great. I think Raul Julia saved it though, as M. Bison. Had the sense to know this movie's a bit shit and so kind of sent it up. Great actor. I think, to be honest, if they're going to make movies out of the fighting games, they'd be better off doing animation. I mean, like the King of Fighters movie. I watched that and in the end credits I thought, hang on, those characters weren't in this. I mean, yeah, alright, it's difficult finding people who look just like the game characters. Didn't look like they've made any effort at all in there. And yes, well there we are, Street Fighter on the C64. I'm pretty sure a lot of fans of the arcade machine bought this and must have been really disappointed, because it's absolutely bloody terrible. What a rubbish conversion. The characters are just blocky, there's no sound effects. It's really difficult to play, it's just not much fun to play either. If you hold down the fire button for longer, for some reason he does a weaker move than if you just press it quickly. I don't think any of the special moves have been included in this game. It's just a lazy conversion. If I paid for this on budget in 1988, I'd be furious. Let alone paying a flipping tenner for it. Complete waste of time and money. Quite often with these kinds of conversions, they know full well it'll just sell on the licence alone. Oh, it's Street Fighter, so we don't need to bother putting any effort into it, because people will buy it anyway. Well, in that case, Commodore 64 owners would have been better off ignoring this, just playing the arcade game.
Deeper in the darkness you